All right, we are back with Bill Weldon. A gorgeous morning in Colonial Williamsburg in Virginia. The entire DDR team is here. We are just having a wonderful time, and Bill is just giving us a great overview of the entire area. And we just kind of wanted to leave everybody that's listening with the actual experience of the old Colonial Williamsburg, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
And how can you put that into words for us?
Well, ideally, we would like for people to come and take part in the different programs, the tour of the Governor's Palace, the courthouse experience, all the different exhibitions, the Capitol building here, and to go away with a real sense of having stepped into a moment, or I should say a series of moments in time that really define the transition of Williamsburg and in an extended way the transition of our country from being a part of a distant empire, subjects of a monarch, to being citizens of a self-governing society, and to understand in some way or another what the challenges of that transition really were. This was a tumultuous time. And another thing that we hope we can have people experience is that the people who were actually here and experiencing, they didn't know what was going to happen.
Right.
They didn't know what the outcome was going to be.
That's true, yeah.
And just as we here in the United States in 2013 have an awareness of events that are occurring, but we really can't predict what the future is gonna hold.
Right.
And we'd like for people to get that sense too.
And what is your secret to accomplishing that?
Well, by focusing on these narratives,
Mm-hmm.
these stories that are based on the historical reality, based on the documentation that we have,
Mm-hmm.
And to really find the drama in those events.
So dressing in the period costume, speaking
Yep.
in the period speech.
Yeah, yeah, trying to use language that is representative of the way that we know people spoke and behaved. And I don't know how much you've experienced, but deportment, or the way people behaved toward each other, was really radically different from the way we relate to each other now.
Oh, yes.
And the class structure was very well defined, and people had to respect the rules of that class structure and behave toward each other accordingly. I guess another way to talk about the experience here that what we would hope people would find would be that they're really coming to a foreign culture.
Yes.
They're really coming to a foreign land in some ways,
Yes.
and they're stepping into a culture that's really very different from the one that they live in now.
That is exactly how it feels. You certainly have accomplished that, definitely.
Well, then that's the goal. So it's good to know we've succeeded in some way.
Well, Bill, thank you so much for the wealth of information.
Sure.
We're grateful for this time that you've given us. I think we're going to actually go take a tour of the Capitol now.
Fantastic.
So
yeah.
thank you so much. It's been a joy to talk to you.
And for me as well. Thank you.
Thank you. And you are listening to DowntownDaytonRadio.com. We are broadcasting live from Colonial Williamsburg.